gosh, not that. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Drew here from Lone Fox, and today's video, the thumbnail and title, you're probably wondering what is happening. And I'm really excited about this because it is kind of something I have been thinking about over about the past year, especially since working on a bunch of the makeovers in my house. I actually wasn't sure if I wanted to make an entire video on this, but I thought I share every other facet of my life here on Lone Fox and every other thing design-wise with you here on my channel. So I figured I need to also share this new space with you that I am getting, which is very, very exciting. And this is actually kind of all stemming from my love for vintage and antique, which really has grown so much since getting this house. Like, as you guys know, almost 95% of my designs, I would say, incorporate vintage and antique items. And going to the flea markets every weekend, shopping at antique stores all the time, I started to honestly find too many pieces for myself that I needed. And so many of you out there started asking if I was open to selling vintage online, and so I started with a couple of vintage drops that were on the smaller side, then incorporating a few pieces of furniture here and there, and then the furniture started doing super well, and it's just something I love doing in my free time. It is such a hobby of mine. Making my YouTube videos and my design content and creating social media or content for social media that you guys can gain something from has always been and will always be like my main goal. But in my free time, I love looking for pieces, scouring the internet, finding the history, the origin. Essentially, as many of you know, I have a duplex, which is a stacked duplex, so an upstairs and a downstairs. And we've been working for a little over a year and a half on the upstairs, but the downstairs has turned into my collecting zone for all of these vintage pieces I'm talking about. So yes, I'm gonna pop up a couple clips of downstairs, and please, I do not want you guys to think I am a hoarder, because I promise to you, I'm the opposite of a hoarder. I am great at getting rid of things, but also, like, when I find a good deal, when I see potential in something, when I see the beauty in something that someone else doesn't see that could be sitting like in the corner of a thrift store or the antique store, I have to pick it up. And so I've collected a lot of pieces, which a lot of these are actually available over on my website. Actually, almost all of them are. And I share with you guys all the time my thrifting and shopping journeys. Basically, I've been on the lookout for a space to put these items in for the past probably like 6 months or so. And something with commercial real estate is it is so expensive. So when I was looking at a lot of spaces that were zoned retail, they were just like astronomical. Honestly, you guys, they were 5 figures and up a monthly rent. Like, that's what every single space I looked at, even like 1,000 square foot spaces, and I really needed like a little bit more space than that. So I started looking at like industrial and flex spaces, which you can kind of think of like almost as like an auto body shop, where it's not super like retail focused. It might have like a roll up door, but it's perfect for something like a furniture showroom or a warehouse space like what I need. And I'm just also so excited to get the downstairs back, because that is what we are going to be working on next year. Like, we finished almost all of the upstairs. We just have one more space, which is my bathroom. Then we're heading downstairs and working on all the spaces down there, but currently they're packed with furniture. When I get that out into the new studio space where it kind of can live a little bit more, I can create beautiful content with it. I think I might also be calling this like the gallery at Lone Fox, or like Lone Fox the gallery. I feel like the word gallery sounds chic and fun, and I feel like my items are all vintage and one of a kind and unique and handmade, so I feel like the word gallery can kind of go hand in hand with that. So I don't know what I'm gonna call this yet, if it's even gonna have a name, honestly, but it's going to be a project that we are going to be working on together as well, and let me go ahead and share this space with you. Why, hello and welcome to the new Lone Fox gallery, if you will. That's kind of like what I'm thinking I'm gonna call it. I have no idea yet, you guys, but I am so excited about having a workspace outside of my house, because as many of you know, which come on in, please come inside, I want to share with you guys the new Lone Fox sort of showroom slash gallery slash can work here. Vintage furniture has really become such a big facet of my life over the past year, and I just have such a love for antique and vintage furniture. It is so much fun to source and sell and see it styled in your guys' homes, and I need a space for that because my house has become so overwhelmed with everything. So this is the new space, and I've been looking for something that was reasonably affordable, that was large enough, that had good light, that had good bones, that had DIYs that we can work on, and this seems to be the space. So if you come on in, we actually already have a piece here because I got the keys to this place actually yesterday, and I found this and had to have it. It is an absolute stunning cabinet with all of these literal twigs. Someone took the time to make this and put all of these individual twigs on it. This is like the stuff that I love, you guys. Unique, bespoke, one-of-a-kind vintage pieces, and that is what I want to fill this space with. I've been filling my house with that for quite a while now, and it's just become so overwhelming. I needed a space for it, and so I don't really know what I'm going to do in here. The great thing though that I love is that this is not one huge just open space, because I can have fun with some paint in here and do something a little bit different, so it feels different from the room out here and also from the room across the way over here. And something else I loved about this space is it had these big silver doors. It also has stunning air conditioning and heating. I don't know if you can see this, but it is blowing. Like, look at that. Can you see it on my hair? That is working really good.
It was moving as one solid piece.
It's working overtime. Let me share with you what happened to the floor in here, because it was a tragedy. Apparently someone painted it black and it decided to sprinkle glitter all over it. I don't know if that's showing up on camera. It's not gonna be staying here, so that's gonna need to be fixed. There's a lot of stuff that's gonna need to be fixed. Now this room too is so good. Like, it is so large. I even kind of like these beams because I can like hang little arts on here. This is really gonna be like my storage facility essentially for all my design projects and things of the sorts. So I kind of have to figure out the flow of this as things start coming in, and I'm gonna be sharing with you guys, of course, moving everything into the space. Kind of been picturing this entire room being fully color drenched. I don't know what color yet, but I just think all of the little like rafters and beams up here can be color drenched, all of these as well, the walls, maybe like shelving in here, and this room can be like focused on smaller items, like smaller decor pieces, paintings, vases, things like that that aren't as large. Will be out in this area, I'm thinking. But this kind of goes all the way back to here. Justin also had a good idea of maybe putting like a curtain here. We can have like back stock over here if we had any of that. I'm like pretending this is gonna be open to the public 24/7, but I don't know exactly how it's gonna happen yet. So then we go right over here, and over here is kind of like a little bit of a scary bathroom. Oh, look at the, oh my gosh, not that.
Why is that a thing?
Why is that there? It's kind of scary, I'm not gonna lie. This is also the breaker box. Good to know, this is where the breaker box is. I'm discovering things, you guys, the same time as you were. Oh my gosh, someone was in here. That's ice.
That was my ice.
Oh, I thought maybe someone broke it. I didn't see you put that in there.
We also walked in today and Drew goes, oh my gosh, the lights are on. Who came here? And I was like, that's a skylight.
Yeah, because I don't know, it was way brighter in here than I thought it was going to be when we walked in, but the sun was actually out for once. I've been touring the space while it's been very overcasty in Los Angeles the past couple weeks, and so it's been super sunny today, and it was so bright. I was like, who left the lights on? Someone's in here. We do have a bathroom though, and that needs a lot of work too. So I think this could even be a makeover project. If that's something that you guys want to see, of course we are still working on my home. That's why I'm clearing all the stuff out of my house so that we can get back to home projects, so that this place could be the mess. You know what I mean? Or like we can have fun with it. It's like an art studio. There's a doorway right here on the right side that leads in, but I want to take you through the main doorway over here. The doors are so cool. They're like steel, honestly. You can close them to unlock them. They have like a big padlock on them. But when you walk into here, this is the new Lone Fox Showroom. And this is what is going to be housing and warehousing like all of our large vintage furniture pieces and vintage finds that are on the website, and it's just so exciting to have a space for this. It's so beautiful. I definitely want to add a couple of lights in here, because at nighttime, the only light we currently have is this large kind of strobe light situation. Or the main reason that I kind of fell in love with this space, well, first of all, is finding a space that is not zoned retail, which this is not zoned retail. It's not street facing, so it's not like a retail walk-in situation, if that makes sense. And finding something like that that's really pretty, that has good bones, that has good light, it takes some time. And also, everything is astronomically expensive in Los Angeles, so I just wanted to find something that also felt good, and this was a space that felt good. I love this space. It has a beautiful wood ceiling, and the hallway actually out there has the original wood ceiling. When you guys see the original wood ceiling, I freaked out because I was like, oh, why did they paint it white? But also, I will say, this room does not get the most light. It might look super bright on camera, and it definitely does it gets light, but it only has this one large skylight here, which I will say, it is large. Like, it's a large skylight, but this space definitely does need the white ceiling, like the bright and the white and everything. And we still know that it's wood up there, so I'm actually going to be giving this a full fresh coat of paint. I want it to have like a refresh. I don't think it's probably been painted in many, many years. And I just think that giving it a fresh coat will really look so beautiful. I love all the little kind of like nuts and bolts that attach up the beams and just the ceiling shape too. It's kind of like a barrel shaped ceiling. So cool. Oh my gosh, but I need to share with you something because let me pop up the original listing photos of this space. So when I found this space online, I had seen it for a couple of months actually, and it had these light concrete floors in it. And I was like, oh my gosh, these are so beautiful. But then when I came and toured it, I noticed that all the floors were painted black. Even in here, there's like, if I come over here, there's like this black sort of like plastic covering. But then I noticed too that it's black here, but I figured that maybe it's just painted concrete. Justin pointed out that no, like it's painted wood. And then the owner let me know that the entire floor in here has actually been completely wood floored, which what we believe is like a vinyl wood flooring. It's not at all like authentic hardwood. And I think we're gonna need to reveal this honestly, because it might not be as hard as it looks, because stripping paint is always awful, but this is just coming right off. And if this vinyl floor actually is quite pretty, this dance floor is moving, by the way. Like, this is gonna be gone out of here in a couple of days. We were just talking to the owner about that, but this will be leaving. The black vinyl mat on the floor will be leaving. So we'll be left with this wood floor covered in black paint. I just shared with you the main kind of showroom space, but there is actually still an upstairs, which is on top of both of these side rooms. So this was added on. This used to be one big, huge open space. Going up these stairs is where the second floor is. Right over here is a very kind of awkward-ish space, but it's a large, still functionable and usable space, which you know we are going to use. I was also thinking that sometimes when I source vintage pieces and I put them online and they don't get to my parents' warehouse space in Arizona quick enough, sometimes Marie or Justin will pack up the item and ship it to the customer. And so I thought this could maybe be a space that we could set up kind of as like a little shipping area. We could even do like a curtain here so that it's kind of like sectioned off. The perception of it from outside of it is a lot smaller, but when you're in here, like I can walk all the way to here before like my head's gonna hit. So like this is even 6 feet tall right here. So this space is actually really great too. This is kind of like the office space and it's really fun. I am living my full dance mom fantasy in this area because like this is where all the dance moms are looking down at the kids and just fighting with each other and screaming at them like, Maddie, don't do that! You're gonna get in trouble!
You can storm down the stairs and interrupt.
Real glass.
I don't think so.
I can't.
Oh, it might be.
I think it is. It creates a glare, and honestly, you guys, I'm gonna be able to create such beautiful content from shooting down on a lot of the product, which is in the showroom area. Like, whenever I do shoot days, I'm only planning on kind of working in the showroom maybe like 1 day a week. And just kind of getting everything situated, organized to their customers and everything, but it's just gonna be a really nice space to work out of. And I also thought we could take like meetings here because I actually do sometimes have to get spaces for meetings or go to like a coffee shop. So this is an area that we can have those in. We have a lot of customers too online that really like to see pieces in person. And so this is an area that we're going to be able to show them the pieces in person. They can come and take a look and have their clients sit on pieces if they like them. It just gives us so much more room for expansion, which I'm super excited about because my house has just kind of become so overwhelming where I have yet to do another project, and this is just going to clear out some space so we can get a project done. And we left this really beautiful table actually. It's honestly quite wobbly though. Like all of the bolts and industrial little elements that were here probably would be so pretty though if it was still original. That's crazy that this beam here is literally this. Like the beam that's out there is this beam that we're touching right here. Oh my gosh, what's this? Is this giving table TV? Look, this is giving TV mounted here.
Cable's such a need these days.
So that, everyone, kind of concludes this little studio tour, and do not worry because there's going to be videos of this makeover kind of coming to the channel, and I want to actually ask you guys how you want to see those, because of course I do not want to overwhelm you with like studio process videos if that's not what you want to see. So I was kind of thinking of maybe incorporating like an update video maybe once a month or so. So let me know your guys' thoughts in the comment below, or if you want me to just throw everything at you, also let me know in the comments below, because I want to get this space like nice and situated, and I think I'm going to work on it actually a lot over Christmas time. And I just feel like it's a time where there's like not a lot of people working, so I can just get in here, get to work, and hopefully have it like pretty situated, at least painted in there, floors kind of done by the new year. And I love styling and getting inspiration from vintage pieces and seeing like one-of-a-kind, unique, handmade items. I genuinely love it. Like, I watch rerun episodes of Antiques Roadshow every single night for literally hours because I just find so much joy in seeing these random objects. So I hope you guys do too as well. And yeah, so this is just the next step in the journey of Lone Fox, and I can't wait to see what the showroom brings in 2025, because we have a 1-year lease, so let's use it to our best potential. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.